I regret my van build already. I've put a lot of thought into this van build, but after living in it for almost a month now, there are definitely some things I've realized that I regret or that I made mistakes on. And I wanted to share those all with you because I feel like it's really helpful to learn from someone else's mistakes instead of your own. So these are all the things I already regret about my van build that isn't even done yet. In such a small space, there are pros and cons to really any layout you choose. One of the pros that we've noticed to my bed layout is that it's so easy to convert because all the bedding stays on the bed. And as a result, we have been converting the bed every single day without fail. In my last van, I did not have a convertible bed because I thought it would take too much effort to convert it every morning, but I've actually been loving it in this van. And I also like that you still do have a bed during the day, and I kind of use it as a day bed. I have been reading in it. Sometimes Tori sits up here to play guitar, and it's just really nice to have this space to sit in a bed during the day if you want to, but you also have the seats as well. We've now been testing out this van build for a couple weeks, and there are some things I already regret about the build, but there's also things that I've discovered I really, really love. One thing that I definitely need to change when I get back is adding a little more space to the cooking area, because right now you can barely fit 2 items, and really this is the only item that fits with the pan or the pot. Like, you can't really cook 2 things very easily. It's a very tight squeeze, which I knew it was going to be, but I didn't realize how tight it was going to be and how I basically can't use 2 different burners, which sucks because that's the whole reason I wanted a 2-burner cooktop. We left our campsite this morning because we have so many errands that have been building up. Our trash is overflowing. We need groceries. We need to do our laundry pretty desperately. And while we're here, we're also going to check out a local coffee shop. All right, next stop is the grocery store. And maybe we can even find somewhere in town where we can shower. Hi. One thing that I was afraid of when building and designing this van, and that I've definitely noticed since it's almost done, is that I have a little bit of a lack of storage. This is probably because I decided to fill my van up with 70 gallons of water because I have a full shower in there and I wanted to be able to use it on a regular basis, even a daily basis if I wanted to. And I think I'm going to be obsessed with that in the end because there have been so many times on this trip where I really want to use the indoor shower, but it's not fully set up right now. I'm not done building all of the storage in my van, so it's not really a true representation of how much storage I will have in the end. I still have several drawers to build in the back, in the kitchen. I'm adding overhead cabinets as well. So there's definitely going to be more storage than there is right now. And it's also going to be more organized because right now it's just a mess since I don't have any of the drawers in. And I feel like if it really comes down to it, I might just add a gearbox on the outside in the back of my van. But I'm not going to do that yet because I am a little afraid to add length to my vehicle. It's already an extended van and I want to be able to go into cities if I have to. So if you have a storage box on the back of your van, and I know a lot of people do, let me know your thoughts on it and if it has limited you a lot or if you think it's worth it. I am filling up water really quick because we were completely out. I have 0 gallons right now. It's $10 to fill up the entire camper van, which is great. There's no one even here to actually check that you pay, but there's a little slot right there where you pay. So I put a little cash in there. And now we're going to continue doing the rest of our errands. As I was filling up the water, Tori took Choya on a walk to this nearby reservoir. And she texted me and told me that he has been getting in the water without us even playing ball or anything. I feel like on this trip, he's just discovered that he absolutely loves water. And every single time there's a body of water, he wants to go in, which is so cute. So I'm going to drive over there now to join them, pick them up, and then we're going to continue and do the rest of our errands. Kind of just taking a guess as to where they went. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. The truth is, I don't really know how I feel about the flooring I chose. It's an imitation limestone and a vinyl that clicks together, and I was a little concerned about that because I have had tongue and groove vinyl before and it split and separated as I changed altitude. This has not done that so far, and we have changed altitude quite a bit, so I feel really good about that. But because it's such a light color, I feel like it shows dirt so much and we're constantly having to clean it. We actually try not to wear shoes in here because it's just so obvious when dirt gets on the floor, but we have a dog and he tracks in dirt all the time. So I think that if I were to do it again, I might have chosen a darker color. In my last van, I had a dark wood and I feel like it didn't show that it was dirty as easily, but at the same time, I still do really like this. So I'm kind of torn. I don't know if I'd change it or not. We've actually had to move campsites several times this week because we haven't had service, which I don't mind not having service. I actually really love disconnecting from the online world every once in a while, but for work and safety, it is really nice to have. And so one regret I have on this trip is not hooking up my Starlink. I feel like at this point, if you're working remotely on the road, it's really important to have internet. We've stumbled upon some of the most beautiful campsites, but we can't stay for too long because we don't have Starlink and we don't have service and we have to do work. That's one regret I have, and I'm really grateful that I'm going to have that in the final setup. So we decided to have a little movie night outside because the view is so good. But before we watch the movie, we made sushi bowls.
They're so good too.
And the tofu is perfect. We have tofu, mushrooms, seaweed, sriracha mayo, carrots, zucchini, rice. I'm so excited to try it.
Isn't it good?
I would love to watch Devil Wears Prada. I actually don't think that I've ever watched Devil Wears Prada.
Really?
Well, when we watched the trailer, I didn't really remember it. This Bluetti fits perfectly in the little storage box in the back of my van. It's also very lightweight at 25 pounds. So it's the perfect portable power station for us to watch a movie tonight. We actually don't have Starlink set up, which is how I usually get service and internet when I'm traveling, but we do have hotspot. So we're gonna use the hotspot. The laptop's dead, so we're gonna use the Bluetti power station to power it. All right, so it's charging. I think we should get some drinks also. We'll use these cups, which are more for coffee, but oh, I need to bring Tori's phone too. Also, I just realized this, but Tori's phone has 11% and we need to use it for the hotspot. So we're gonna have to charge that too. But good thing we have the Bluetti. Oh gosh. We're pretty much ready at this point, but we're also gonna grab a blanket because it gets cold. And we're gonna get some treats for Choya. Now we have everything we need for our movie. I'm gonna set up hotspot right now. Focus, yes. This power station has come so in handy on this trip. I've been using it to work outside. We've been using it to watch movies. I have had so many different Bluetti power stations, but I have to say this one's my favorite because it is so capable and yet so portable, but it also has a very decent capacity. For example, I can charge a cell phone up to 52 times,
It can power a laptop over 12 times.
a fan for 18 hours,
A mini speaker for 39.5 hours.
a camping light for 51 hours,
A TV for almost 9 hours.
and it can power a drone 12 times. It's safe to say this portable power station can handle a lot. Now let's watch our movie.
Go up. Come here.
Oh my god. Choya, come. Good job. Spin. Heel. Heel. Good job. Choya wants to show you guys all of the tricks he has been learning on this trip. Jump. Sit. Whenever he's feeling reactive or stressed about people, dogs, bikes, we'll tell him focus. And when he makes eye contact, we'll give him a treat. Or if he's just looking at the trigger, quiet, we'll give him a treat as well. We'll also do this game. Touch. Good job. And it's just a way to keep him active. Touch. Good job. We can also tell him to leave it. He'll do a good job with that. And then his release word is okay. And he'll go eat it. Another thing that we have been teaching him recently, which has been so helpful, and we didn't even necessarily do it on purpose, but every time he was barking a lot outside at a trigger, we tell him to go inside. Can you jump? Good job. Can you spin? Good job. Sit. Speak. Good job. Go inside. Someone just came into our camp, so I told him to go inside. And then if he wants to come back out, he'll just stay there, and he won't come out until we tell him his release word. Try. Okay. Good job. He's so happy. Yay, you're free.
Warm as you draw near. You wear me like a sweater in your favorite time of year. Embrace me like Monday now, girl. Kiss me like a rain now, girl.
Right now we're going on a long walk throughout the forest around our campsite because we have discovered that it's prime time to find chanterelles in this area. So we're going to look around to see what mushrooms we can find. So far we've been walking around for like about 10 minutes and we haven't found anything, but we're going to stick near the creek where it's a little more moist and see if we have any luck.
Got one. You can tell this is not actually a chanterelle. I'm not sure what this is, but it kind of looks like a chanterelle. Not really. But the gills are like paper thin and they stop at the stem or like in the beginning. Chanterelles kind of have like fake gills. They're more like rigid.
We didn't mess those up, by the way.
That wasn't us.
Focus. Good boy. Walking through this forest is really magical because everywhere you step, it's some form of a dead tree that has decayed. Like this, for example. And a lot of it is really soft, so it's kind of like walking on a sponge. We took a break because we weren't having much luck, but then we started walking again on the other side of the forest to see if we could find anything here, and we've already found some mushrooms. They actually look like a new species that we haven't found before, but they're still not what we're looking for. It's at least a good sign that there's mushrooms in the area, so I feel like we're on the right track. It's been about an hour and so far we have had no luck. We found many mushrooms, but none of them are the edible ones we're looking for. But regardless, even if we don't find any mushrooms today, we have had the most amazing time exploring because I feel like we don't often explore like this. Sometimes we'll do hikes and the objective will be to get to the top of the hike. This type of exploring is very mindful and I feel like I'm noticing the plants and the moss and the stream and the flowers. This is so cool. We're letting the beast free. This forest floor is genuinely as soft as a mattress. This is so cool. I just walked far into the middle of the field and there's this huge pond and there's so many different bog plants.
Good job.
Long drives and summer days, first loves and first heartbreaks, New Year's with old friends. Hold on, honey, even good things. And hold on, honey, even good things. And so
Oh,
I broke my nose.
bro. Everyone told me not to do quartzite countertops, but I decided to do it anyways. I had calculated the weight of literally every single thing I put in my van, and I was underneath the weight limit for this vehicle, so I decided to do it. I went with quartzite instead of quartz because it's a natural stone, so it's a lot more resistant, scratch resistant, very durable. Whereas marble and quartz are much less durable, more porous, more easy to stain. And I'm absolutely in love with it so far. Another thing that I have been loving so much is my sink, which I got off Wayfair. It's a fire clay sink. So far, so good. No staining, no scratching. And I also have a garbage disposal, which is another thing that I absolutely love that I added in this van. You just turn it on like that, and you don't have to mess around with a strainer or the water backing up. Moving on to the bathroom and things that I love and regret about the bathroom so far. Number one, something I love, the smart tint. Tori and I have been using it so often. Every single time we go to the restroom, you feel like you have a lot of privacy when you're going to the restroom, but it really opens up the space. This window shade is not meant to be permanent at all. This is just an old shade from my last van, but we've been using it and it's a blackout shade, so that's really nice. But when I continue doing the van builds, I think I'm also going to have a sheer shade that lets light in. I just really like being able to have the light come in even while you're using the restroom. So that's one thing that I realized on this trip that I'm probably going to add. After using my Cinderella incinerating toilet for 30 days, multiple times a day, every single day, I can officially say I am obsessed with this toilet. It is performing exactly as I had hoped. I've had no issues with it. It's been a game changer not having to deal with my waste on this trip. But now that we've used it for 30 days, I do need to change out the ashtray. And this is the first time I will be doing this. So let's do it together. The biggest selling point for me with this toilet is that the maintenance should be pretty ick-free. So I'm excited to see how true that is. We did use it today, but it should be cool now. Ooh, it's still actually a little warm, but you know what? Actually, it's hot. I'm gonna wait. While that's cooling down, I'm gonna show you guys how I power the toilet, which is with my propane fill kit back here. So this here is the propane fill kit, and I have a 12-gallon propane tank underneath my van. But I kind of regret this already, I'm not gonna lie. I actually wish that I put this propane fill kit on the left or right side of my van, maybe even closer to the wheel. I don't really know the ideal location, but I feel like back here it's likely to scrape since I have a Ford Transit extended van. So I kind of wish I didn't put it here because I have heard a little bit of scraping and I've been paranoid about this. I think when I get back home, I'm going to change the location of this fill kit to a safer spot. It's dinner time and I am going to make some tacos with my favorite mushroom, lion's mane. Step one is finely dicing an onion. You gotta do it fine or your girlfriend will complain.
Okay. I like my onions finely diced. What can I say? Ravioli. If I served you a platter of a bunch of these tea bags and told you that it was the Trader Joe's ravioli, would you believe me? It looks exactly like it. I think you would actually take a bite because sometimes I give you food and you don't look at it before eating.
Next, we're gonna finely chop bell pepper. I feel like this cutting board is warping. Now I am going to shred the lion's mane mushroom with a fork. I feel like the higher quality mushrooms get less and less mushroom tasting, which is great for me because I actually don't like mushrooms that much. And so I love lion's mane because you can really get it to taste quite meaty actually. like it? I am genuinely obsessed with this hangboard, and I probably hang on it every single day, honestly. But I do wish that I moved it a little over to the right. The reason why is because right here I plan to have a seat, and you can't really fully utilize this hangboard now because if you go to the left, your legs are going to be banging into the seat, which I don't love. So you have to kind of use it on this side of it, which is fine, but you would be able to utilize it a lot better and to its full capacity if it was just a little bit that way. I think I centered it over the sliding door, but I just didn't really think about how there's going to be a seat there. Nobody has used the toilet this morning, so I am going to empty the ashtray for the first time ever. Just going to lift it up. This here is the ashtray, and that is the remains of 30 days. Because this is a completely odorless, sterile ash now, I am going to simply dump it in this fire pit. It does also say that you shouldn't scrape this bowl or anything, so there's a little bit of remains that's stuck to the bowl. I can try to keep hitting it to get it out. Oh, there we go. This is what it looks like. It honestly just looks like remains from this fire pit. Like I said, it's completely odorless, and this is over 30 days of both Tori and I's use. Now, with what's left over, I'm going to just soak this bowl with hot water. It kind of just looks like dirt or sediment or something. Doesn't look like too much is stuck to this bowl. I'm gonna let this sit for a little bit, and honestly, I could have probably gone an entire other month using this toilet without emptying this since it was only halfway full, but I didn't want it to get too full, and I kind of just wanted to see what this experience was like to empty it, which is very easy. There's no smells, there's no odors. When I first read about this toilet, I kind of was worried it was too good to be true, but so far it actually has been that good. Another thing that has really surprised me is we have used this toilet, 2 people, for 30 days. I really thought that with my 12-gallon propane tank, I would only be able to use the toilet for about 14 days before filling up propane, but with Tori and I both using it, and keep in mind we do also use the pee funnel. We mainly use the pee funnel when we just need to pee. We try to do that almost always because we don't want to waste propane, so that is one factor to it. But other than that, we're using this full time every single time we need to go number 2, and we do pee in it sometimes as well. It's been over 30 days and I have not had to refill my propane. We've also been cooking with propane too. So this is a really crazy setup, and it completely changes the game for van life. I only let this sit for about 5 minutes, but I'm just gonna dump it now because I wanna go to town soon. So that's that. The bowl is now empty, and I can just put it right back into the toilet. There's a little bit of water moisture left over, but that shouldn't be an issue. Now I just push this down. I'm so excited. Doesn't this stuff kind of look like the plants we've been walking through, Tori?
That makeup hair though.
Wow. Not at all what you'd expect. It is.
Why?
It's just so earthy. It's like an herb, spicy.
Holy fuck.
Right? It is so spicy.
That's a watercress?
I don't even know how I could eat that.
It's like soap.
No, it just tastes really, really spicy and
No,
like
it's soap.
shocking.
Like really floral.
We're using these Amy's Tomka soups. They're so easy, and it's been kind of chilly, which it's just such an amazing time to have soup.
Ooh.
That smells so good.